You know they're hiding the truth in plain sight, right? This is William Mills Tompkins, but you better get a good glimpse of him because they're trying to erase him from the internet. Famous aeronautical engineer that changed history. Wikipedia page? Nope. And why would they be trying to do that? Great question, glad you asked. Because he is the single largest whistleblower in United States history regarding secret space stuff, both ours and other. Bob Lazar ain't got nothing on this guy. And his pedigree checks out. His career started in the US Navy, where he worked on a bunch of super secret stuff. They recruited him because of his ability to build very accurate models of every Navy ship they had from memory, including the special bumps and boxes that held the secret technology they didn't want anybody to understand. And he's all like, this has got to be a secret radar array. And they're like, how do you know that, kid? After the Navy, he went on to be a lead engineer and project manager for a lot of above top secret projects at Douglas Aircraft Company, which was then merged into McDonnell Douglas, which was a military industrial complex company that was later bought by Boeing. And yes, above top secret exists. Q clearances and majestic clearances were real. Back in the day, Douglas Aircraft was indeed one of the top black budget projects companies, and Bill Tompkins was one of the top engineers in their think tank. And they were always working on bleeding edge stuff. One of Bill's co-workers actually identified a new pattern of quantum energy that was later named after him. And one of Bill's old bosses went on to be the vice president of research and development at Lockheed. And another one of his old bosses went on to be the director of naval intelligence and then the director of the NSA and CIA simultaneously. So Bill Tompkins is the real deal. He consulted with NASA to help them redesign their rocket engine so they could actually get to the moon, saving the entire Apollo program. And when he retired, the Navy gave him a Career Achievement Medal and a letter of commendation for all the help that he had provided them over the years. But the reason they want to erase him from the internet is the most interesting thing about Bill's life and career. Because Bill is a stand-up guy, and it turns out he doesn't like lying about his life or career when people ask him questions. And so when an admiral released him for one of the security oaths that he took, about a subset of the stuff that he did, he started talking about it, and those stories were doozies. It turns out that Bill designed an aircraft carrier for space, so a spacecraft carrier that they actually built and launched in the 1970s. So all those rumored US Navy UFOs or UAPs, they exist. And he also spilled the tea on how he interfaced with two different extraterrestrial races, one of which was trying to sabotage the space program, and one of which was trying to accelerate it. Because the first group didn't want us off the planet so they could keep control of us, and the second group wanted to help us break free so we could help fight the first group. Now, you can try to call him crazy if you want, but he literally saved the Apollo moon program and personally interfaced with those extraterrestrial types and had the nosebleed clearance to be in a position to do it. Now, to hear him tell it, he designed special use space fighters, and he has the documents to support it. He designed off-world military bases that are supposedly in use today, and not because they can't discredit him because his pedigree is real, they're just trying to basically erase his existence from the internet. What they haven't figured out how to erase yet, though, are books, and he wrote one. And in his books, he provided some amazing stuff, including the drawings of the craft that were around the crater when we landed on the moon that were watching us, because the aliens were all like, this is must-see TV. The humans are leaving the Earth. Oh, and one last thing. Chris Bledsoe, the guy who the orbs keep showing up for from the last video, he was introduced to Bill Tompkins by the CIA as one of his VIP perks. Both of them must be in the same crowd. Now, ladies, be forewarned, because beyond Bill telling these stories of his engineering projects, he also includes some details of some somewhat misogynistic depictions of the Nordic secretaries who were put in place to help keep the math nerds organized and on task by them and then also correcting their engineering mistakes so that they could actually get to space. Because these ladies were exceptionally powerful and intelligent women. And here's a picture of Bill with some of those women. And to be candid, that strategy just simply worked to keep these guys in line. And the Navy made it to space, so win-win. Anyway, just read the book with a grain of salt and expect a lot of sex to be peppered in. The title of the book is Selected by Extraterrestrials. You can get it on Amazon and Audible. I get nothing if you buy it. And don't be one of those whiners who's like, oh, he's plugging a book. They're erasing him from the internet, so what are you going to do? But there is a place you can watch videos about this kind of stuff. You can find a few of them on YouTube, and there's also a place called Gaia. They're not on cable, it is a paid service, and there is a ton of focused ET content, including interviews and stories about Bill Tompkins. I got a link at the thing to get you a discount, and they share love with me when you sign up, so you're actually sharing love with me. Beyond that, you should probably find me on other social sites, including the other video platform, because there's a bigger picture to all this stuff that we're going to tie together here slowly. Our hidden history stuff, the ET stuff, the reduction of pain and suffering stuff, the consciousness stuff, it's all coming together. Stay tuned, love you guys, peace.